All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Pokemon. In this video, I want to talk a little bit more because we've got some updates about some of the stuff that we touched on in yesterday's video. So yesterday's video, if you didn't catch it, I highly recommend you do. We talked about the prototype Mothmen that were on Whatnot and now are owned by Bailey. We also talked about the pink Kuromi's Cryptid Carnival booster boxes, which apparently do exist. But finally, at the end of that video, something I talked about that we have an update on is this TCG player seller that I suspect is either affiliated with Metazoo or has something to do with the Metazoo vault that Mike mentioned in that screenshot, talking about releasing 2.5% of product from his vault onto the secondary market every quarter. So there's been a lot of speculation about what that vault is, how are they selling it, where is this happening? And essentially, in yesterday's video, if you haven't caught it, I talked about there was a promo sent out, a staff promo, to all the artists that left like a couple weeks ago. And this was a promo that has never before been seen, brand new promo sent to the artist after they lost their jobs. And it was obviously like a very rare, very exclusive promo card. Now, the address on that promo card matches the address of the TCG player seller that I suspected has something to do with Metazoo leaking their vault onto the secondary market, because in addition to, very cheap Kickstarter product, very cheap, seemingly endless supply of booster boxes that kind of undercut everybody on the marketplace, on the secondary market, they've also had like a history, and this is one thing we're going to talk about that Mike Waddell actually seemingly addressed after seeing my video. They've had a history on that TCG player page of not only selling, all this cheap product that seems, pretty rare, and they have a lot of it, but they've been selling, for example, like dozens of the original Bunnyman promo creator medals. They've been selling like Patreon medals and like weird, like Discord medals, all these like really weird. They were selling first edition or first anniversary medals. They were selling Loveland Mailman card, like all these weird promo cards that supposedly no one else would really have access to. And I have bought some stuff from them in the past. And anyway, the whole point of the end of my last video was the address for that TCG player account, Max TCG, matched the address on the package that was sent to all the artists of this really rare, weird promo card. And again, one of the artists that I talked to said that Shaw said he had them sent out personally. And Shaw is apparently one of the few remaining people at Metazoo. But the other topic of that video was Bailey. And Bailey went on Discord talking about my video and apparently showed that video to Mike, and Mike responded. And I have the screenshots for you guys here. So shout out to Bailey. He said he liked my videos. He said I kept it fair and I stick to the facts, and I appreciated him saying that. I know a lot of people have their opinions of Bailey. I know a lot of people have their opinions of Argos, and really everybody else involved in Metazoo. Everybody has their opinions, but I try to be fair to everybody. But let's read those screenshots here. Now, you're going to have to bear with me for a second here because the screenshots are kind of out of order. But this was the original Discord post from Bailey with a screenshot of my video. He says, "I just watched it. What a damn picture to use from a tattoo convention 12 years ago. This is fucking wild. He may have just uncovered something crazy here." And by the way, Bailey, I do apologize. That was the only picture. Actually, that was the first picture that came up when I Googled your name. It's this like picture of Bailey covered in tattoos, and that's the picture I used in the video. So apologies if you didn't like that picture. It was the first result when I searched your name. But Bailey responds, "I check out Nick's videos. I like that he does not put emotion into them and goes for facts instead of running with bullshit. YouTube couldn't pay me to watch the Rats video, though. The things that I have seen and heard are hilarious. He sure did love his Papa Mike." Then Bailey continues, "I just texted Mike. Hopefully we get a response. The address thing is crazy." And then he continues, "Why would Shaw send the artist something from the same address? Wild." And then Bailey says he's typing, talking about Mike. So now we have the screenshots of Mike's text. And again, bear with me here. These are a little bit, they're kind of choppy and kind of hard to tell what order they're in. But I believe this is the first one. So he sent Mike some screenshots of my video showing the matching addresses, which, by the way, I have blurred the actual exact number of the address just to protect whoever it might be, because I honestly don't know who it is. It's not a warehouse. But this is Bailey's message to Mike here. He says, hey, bro, I just watched a video on YouTube. I'm really taken aback and shocked that you guys will be releasing product onto the market. This guy, Nick, just really uncovered the bullshit going on. I can't believe the addresses actually matched up. I know that you don't live in California, which is where the address is, but either Shaw and his team are robbing you blind or you are a part of this. I would appreciate an explanation on this because I've supported the company so much. I don't think you would do this, so myself, as well as some of the community, would like to have some answers and actions taken. Hope you are doing well. Answers would be greatly appreciated. Watch the video if you can, but supposedly he sent the artist some crazy medals I've never seen before, and it matches with the TCG player and eBay accounts that have been dumping. And Mike, according to these screenshots, actually responded to Bailey. And Mike said, hey man, been doing super well. Just super busy trying to shut things down properly with our legal teams, and they've been a huge help. These things take time. For the stuff you mentioned, I obviously don't have any insight into it because I'm no longer manager or CEO, and I haven't been since I released that letter. So that confirms kind of what we already have been suspecting and what we've already been talking about in a lot of these videos. And what I told you guys, Mike is gone. Mike stepped away, and he's no longer involved with any of that stuff. He continues, I do know that if any sort of liquidation was going on, it would need to be publicly Metazoo via a professional liquidator or a court-appointed trustee representing the company, since any of that money would need to go towards paying off customer pre-orders and debts. Because of all of the above, if an ex-employee is sending this stuff out and selling it, I think it would be seen as theft. So I'm going to have the team overlooking this know about it. Kind of like those old content creator medals that we sent out a few of being sold on TCG Player. Didn't even know that many of them existed. So you can take Mike at his word here if you want to, saying he's not involved with this. But he is referring to the same TCG Player account that I'm talking about, the Max TCG. They were selling those original content creator medals, and lots of them, and for pretty cheap. And that was like the first red flag that I noticed with that page. And apparently Mike noticed it as well. Now, he says, obviously don't go after the artist. They can't control what they get in the mail. And they were probably like, what the F, when they got this random shit, LOL. And by the way, they were. That was kind of their reaction when they sent me, pretty much all of them sent me a picture of that medal saying, what the hell is this? And Bailey responds, I appreciate you answering. And yeah, it seems like the artists have been thrown in the middle of a ton of stuff for no reason. One other question. People have been speculating and talking crazy about the prototype Mothman you gave me at New York Comic-Con. Of course, you know I appreciate the gift, but I want to know if these belong to silver ticket holders. If they do, I would like to return them because that's really effed up. To put me in that position, I thought it was a gift for all of my work. The last thing I want to do is have something that doesn't belong to me. I was going to show them off for years to come and let my kids sell them one day, but I need to be out of Metazoo completely. For my own mental health, that is why they're going for sale, and I'm getting out completely. Thanks again, and happy Sunday. And again, another little note on this point. I don't think it's ever even actually been confirmed officially by Metazoo, because I was looking more into this last night on how many tickets there's supposed to be, and Metazoo never actually made an official statement. We've just heard speculation, and the two numbers that I've heard are 5 of each ticket, 3 different tickets, gold, silver, and bronze, and 3 of each ticket, gold, silver, and bronze. We actually don't even really know how many there really are of each one because Metazoo never actually really said. So that's just another side note. Mike responds again to this message, and he said, nah, we had other prototype Mothman for them set aside for redemption. Different Mothman art, I think. I think yours were the first ones I handmade while at college. And for the protos I gave you for your work at NYCC, that was just for all the shit you've been helping us with at the cons for free. Plus, I knew you would cherish them and not sell them, but obviously the situation has changed with us shutting everything down. Totally get it. Respect the hustle, and you deserve it. Kind of like the artwork you have. Keep the cool ones, though. Definitely been a couple of life-changing years, right, man? Now, just got to make sure we finish everything above board with some dignity. The best thing to come out of Metazoo was definitely the community. And I know they will continue on strong, especially since I hope someone else with more resources picks up the IP and does something incredible with it. So again, leaving us with hope that perhaps Metazoo does not just die and go away into obscurity. But that's the last of those screenshots. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think they're legit? Do you think that's really Mike? And if it is Mike, what do you think about what he said? Do you think it's true that he has no knowledge and has no idea what's going on with his TCG player account? Because there's a couple different ways you could look at this. I mean, if all these Metazoo cards, sealed product, promos, whatever, are sitting in a warehouse somewhere at Golden Distribution, maybe a Golden Distribution employee walks by this big old stash of Metazoo shit that's just sitting there. No one's doing anything with it at all. Maybe they just pick up, a couple promos here and there. Maybe they pick up a couple boxes here and there, and no one's really paying attention. Or another possibility could be that maybe it is upper management or Shaw or somebody, at a higher level with Metazoo trying to sell off some of the shit before Metazoo files for bankruptcy or whatever, and they just directed somebody else to do this with a different address. Because again, while the address matches on the promos that are being sent out to artists and on the TCG player account, it is not the address of Golden Distribution, and it's not the address that stuff directly from the Metazoo marketplace comes from. So there's a lot of different possibilities that it could be. And I guess the other possibility as well, and again, I'm not making an accusation, it could even be Mike. It could, because either someone is taking these from the warehouse where they're sitting and selling them online, or someone has a stash of this stuff that they have enough of that they can just sell it. I think it's got to be one of those two options, and either one seems kind of shady to me. Something fishy has to be going on for some of this new stuff. And, like the artist medals weren't sold, but they were sent to the artist, but it's a new thing that we've never seen before. And then the, some of these promos that are being sold are things that I don't even know if anybody got. I don't know anyone that got one of these Patreon medals. You guys can look back at the TCG player history. They've got all kinds of weird promos and stuff that they've sold that just don't seem like anybody else even has them. But interesting development today, and some interesting words from Mike. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And like and subscribe for more. Nick Strength and Pokemon, signing out. Thanks for watching.